Hey guys, we're at our newest opportunity. We're at 339 Jackson Street in Newnan, Georgia. Got this one under contract. A seller contacted me to come out and was talking to her about selling the property, and she had mentioned she just wants out of the property. She'd had a certain number in mind. I gave her the number that she wanted. So now we're in contract. So now we're here with Josh Ryan from Lifeline Inspection. He's doing some inspections to give me an overall attitude of what the property's doing. If there's any issues we should address. We already know that we're going to have to put a new HVAC unit in it. It's never been in here. This house was built in the 1940s, renovated in the 1960s, and you're going to see the really neat bathrooms. It's got that old feel from the 1960s, the blues and the pinks, but it's in outstanding condition, and we're definitely going to keep it. We're going to keep a lot of the hardwood floors. We're going to redo the hardwood floors. We're going to keep a lot of the nostalgic part of the house. We're going to keep it alive. Our goal is to renovate this one lightly for the moment and get a renter in here. We're in a great location. We're literally a half mile from the historic district of downtown Newnan, and was able to pick this one up. We're in contract for $160, so I'm waiting on the general contractor, my wife, to get here in a little bit, and she's going to walk through and give us some estimates of what she thinks it's going to cost to get it rent ready. Some of the neat features of this house is, first of all, the floors. The floors are great. A lot of it's like the heart of pine wood. So we're going to have that refinished. We're going to keep that. We're going to keep the bigger doorways. We're going to keep the bathrooms just the way they are. We're going to go through, refinish the floors. We're going to paint. Going to do a little bit in the kitchen. If you can come this way. The kitchen it's great, but it's super small and it needs a dishwasher. So we're working through some problems with that. So right off of the kitchen, we have a back porch that leads you down to the basement. There's an unfinished basement, which is going to be great for storage. It even has a washer and dryer hookup there. So we need to find a place to put a dishwasher here. We're probably going to change out some of the cabinets and possibly even put in some granite in here. As you can see, it's the blue tile that you see in the 1960s properties. It's in great shape. The bathtub's in great shape. The commodes are in great shape. Everything's in great shape, and I just love it when I see these old bathrooms in such great shape. Now with this one, we have 3 different bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So all the bedrooms are about the same, you know, it's like a 1940s house and they built onto the 60s, so there's no hallway. So it's a little funky layout, but it's still it flows very well. So as we walk into this area, this is sort of a bedroom offside of here, and then we can sort of work our way down here, still following the hardwood floors and some of the attachments. Now this is find the light switch. This is the master. It's got a little bigger closet. It's still facing toward the front. And we get in here, it's sort of the green tile 1960s. So as you see in here, it's got, you know, updated commodes, updated sink, but still fits the era of the green tile. So we're definitely going to keep that and going to bring this house back to its former glory. Pull my butt off. I get a day off. I'm hurting a rib. Oh shit. Hot up there.
Pretty good shape in there. There's actually a good bit of room in there. So this is going that way. Straight out the end. And then all that's in the back, over the back of that. If you pulled that big house fan out, you'd have I don't know how often people use
the whole house fan.
That whole house fan, if you pulled that out, you probably have a real good attic access right there, because it's pretty open right there over the top of that.
Those attic fans used to be a big deal. I like them.
Me too. So there was a few issues with the plastered bath.
Oh, about 30 something, about 60 something. I'm sure it's probably a standard size. Or if they're a little off, I know a lot of times they gotta redo the trim and stuff on them. I mean, I guess it's that one. One was gone and you had this post right here. This was all open.
That would give it more of a hallway look.
We could have an open concept kitchen with a huge island.
Is it load bearing?
Yeah.
I mean, you could put a post in and put a beam.
I mean, it's still doable for sure.
Yeah.
And what if you just open up this door another 4 feet?
This way?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
But then where-
you still have to put a beam up.
like a header across.
Yeah, you could do
You
an
know what I'm saying?
you could do an LDO.
Because that would eliminate all this right here,
Mm-hmm.
rather than having the beam just in the middle of this walkway.
I mean, as renting, I don't know if that would be the most cost effective as a rental, but if we're going to flip it, I think it's definitely something we should
Yeah, I
consider.
think for sure, like down the road, if all this was big open concept,
42-inch cabinets to the ceiling with some quartz.
If we're gonna flip it, we can do that.
Yeah. As a rental though, I think, we don't, but whenever we're ready to sell it, we absolutely could do it. Because look at the detail in these cabinets. Look at these. How they're made.
They're definitely made.
Yeah.
It's not easy close though.
They're not soft close, but they're definitely gonna withstand the test of time. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Definitely gonna have to redo the floors.
Yep.
I wanna keep the floors. I want them to be original. So
I think
just
it's a great idea.
finish the floors.
Some of these are heart pine. I would absolutely keep these.
Absolutely.
We can sand them and refinish them. Pick out a really nice neutral stain for them.
You thinking darker or lighter?
No, not darker.
Okay.
No.
So
This house has a lot of natural light, and the windows are beautiful. So I want to keep with that very light, airy feel.
okay. Paint.
Paint.
What are you thinking for paint?
You know what? I like the colors that's in here. It's more of like an antique lace color, and it matches well with the period. So I don't know if I would deviate too much from what's here.
Just
And
freshen
keep
up the trim.
Keep
What-
the trim white,
Okay.
and we'll definitely paint. But I kind of like the colors that are here, and I am going to do one solid color throughout.
Okay. And with the kitchen, like thinking about keeping as a rental, what do you think should be done in there?
I would not change anything if we're going to keep it as a rental.
Okay. No
The
granite,
cabinets are
nothing.
solid.
Yes, they are.
The cabinets are amazing. The sink is gigantic.
Okay.
If we decide at some point that we are going to sell it, maybe to renovate, to flip, I would remove this wall and open up the kitchen and do more of an open concept kitchen
Okay.
with a large spacious island.
Okay. The inspection seems to be pretty clear. He's impressed with the structure.
Exciting. I'm ready to start on this one. I
Yeah.
love it. I love the property. I love the location, and I really, really like this house.
It's about 2 weeks after closing. Contractors are backed up, supplies are behind. So we've come in and we're meeting with our HVAC guy and we're meeting with our flooring guy to get some estimates. And so what's going on with those guys? What are we doing?
So our HVAC demo started today. So he's got to remove some of the floor radiators to prepare for the ductwork. He's working now. You can probably hear him down there. Flooring is going to start on January 5th. January 4th, January 5th. It's going to take about 5 to 6 days. 5 days start to finish.
Yeah, give me 5 days. Because once I put that stain on, and then I got to come back and start taking some of it off.
Right, okay.
And then we have to let it sit and dry and then put the urethane and stuff like that on. It'll be a nice custom looking floor. It will set the stage for the house.
We're going to go back with what's on the walls for the paint. It seems to be kind of neutral for the period. So that's what the plan is.
So we're doing something unique.
We are doing something unique. So we are going to sand and refinish the floors, but we're going to make them look vintage.
Okay.
So we're going to sand it down, stain it, and then go back and buff it to remove a little bit of the stain to give it more of that vintage look, but still new.
Still modern.
Still modern. And we're going to do a custom stain too. So Chris and I are going to work together and mix a few different things. Just something that is going to be unique to this house.
Okay, and he's going to be completed on what day?
He should be completed by the following Monday, which I believe is the 10th of January.
Then paint, and we're going to stick with the natural colors that's already here.
Yes, we're going to start with painting on the 11th. We are going to just kind of complement what is here, go back with the very similar colors. Painting, we're not going to have to do the ceilings. It's going to be walls and trim. So painting is probably going to take about 4 days.
Okay, so we'll be able to be leased by the 15th, halfway through the month.
Yes, we should have tenants moving in on February 1st.
Okay, so looking at tenants February 1st, hoping to rent for around $2,000 a month. We've got a really neat property and think we can bring that.
And location, the location of this property is fantastic, yes.
Yeah, let's go check in with some of the contractors and see the progress.
You're gonna be for the core go to your AC that for your air. The good of it, you know, you're dealing with heat wise, it heat the house up a little quicker. But when you deal with a total electric, you deal with 90% of heat.
Make sure the box is gonna handle what's the cost difference between electric and gas?
The electric it costs more money. You look at least a couple, maybe about 5 or 6.
1,000?
Yeah, so I can put a supply here, supply there, supply there, supply in the bathroom, supply in the bedrooms. Have these all be turns inside, all blacked out that you can't see inside.
He wanted to, but I told him it was original to the period, so I wanted to keep it. Oh, no, he would.
He's tiny, just think how far it's going.
Come try this.
Carbon monoxide,
Yeah.
So here we are, check out the progress of 339 Jackson. It has been being worked on since the middle, probably the second week of January. We started negotiations in November, so I'm pretty excited to see what it looks like. We just finished up our project at 339 Jackson Street in Newnan. We started the process a little over 2 months ago. November 15th, I first saw the property. November 18th, we had offered on the property. And you've been in here probably 30 days with some of the delays and stuff. Tell us what happened, what you do.
So we actually started the week after New Year's.
Okay.
We were tied up on some other projects, and I wanted to get wrapped up before the holidays, and then all my guys give some time off for the holidays. So we started right after the New Year's. This house is probably been one of my favorite projects we've ever done. I love this house. I love the feel of this house. I love the age of this house. I just love the quality of how it was built when you compare to the way things are built now versus 80 years ago. So when we came in, the floors are the original floors from 1942, and they had never been refinished. So I immediately wanted to have the floors refinished and keep them. I did not want to cover them up or replace them with LVP. So my flooring guy, Chris, he's amazing. We came in and he, in the living room, took about 6 different colors of stain, and he made a custom color for this property. So this is not a color that would ever be able to be duplicated even if we wanted to. So we sanded, refinished the floors. They turned out amazing.
Yep.
The paint in here was a little dull, and I really wanted to be able to keep the original light fixtures. So I wanted to brighten everything up with color and with the paint versus changing out all the light fixtures. So, to everyone's surprise, we ended up going with agreeable gray, which is a phenomenal color, and it matches the flooring amazingly.
It really brightened the place up.
It did. So the paint on the ceiling was really dark. It was like a beige. The walls were beige. The trim was cream. Some of the doors were cream, some of the doors were still the original wood. So I had all the cream removed. We painted satin ultra white on all the trim and all the doors, and did a satin agreeable gray on the walls.
So
and we did a flat white on the ceiling.
Also HVAC and some erosion issues.
Right, we had some drainage issues. We had some really, really heavy rain early in January, which presented some erosion issues that we did not know we had, some drainage issues. So I was able to get that fixed pretty quickly. This house had never had an HVAC unit.
Yep.
So that is definitely something in Georgia, in the summers and in the winters, that we wanted to do.
It's amazing somebody had this house for 80 years and never did it.
No, there was all kinds of little window air conditioning units throughout, and which worked great. We did decide to go ahead and put a unit in.
Yep.
So we did a gas unit
Yep.
and had that installed, and it feels great and cozy in here, so.
One thing, me knowing her vision, us come in here and I see what's happening. Everything is clean, everything is modern, but still has the original window frames, original fixtures, all the original fireplaces, the original doors, everything that made this house very unique to the 1940s era. She was able to keep, but still make it modern, which I'm super excited about. And I've been running comparables. You know, of course, we're going to keep it. We try to keep majority of the properties that we touch, and
Especially this one. I want us to keep this one.
yeah, this one's got a lot of unique features to it. But I'm thinking we can get anywhere between $1,800 to $2,000 a month, and that will put us right where we need to be for a 12% ROI, because we have purchase price was $160,000, and we're right in it. 20,000,
20,000.
which is cheap because, you know, anything she does, of course, it's our project, so I don't get charged for it. So it's really good.
Well, he really kind of does.
Yeah, just buy other things. So we're in it for $180,000. So for us to get a really, really good return, anything from $1,800 to $2,000 is going to be a slam dunk. That'll put us cash flowing probably $600 to $700 over our mortgage payment. So I'm really excited to hear, and actually Cheryl from TCS Property Management will be walking through the property in the next few minutes, and she's going to tell us what she thinks we're going to be able to get for it. So I'm super excited to hear that, because that's going to be that'll be the cherry on top. Well, let's get to the important part. What do you think of the comps? What do you think?
Definitely 18 to 2,000.
Okay,
But,
that's what I said. It's awesome.
But I've already got a lease
Really?
for
For-
2,000.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's exciting. That's exciting.
Nice.
So if you didn't hear her, she's already got a lease in place for $2,000 a month. When did you get it leased?
I've had it leased for about 3 weeks now.
Wow. You got it at least before we did the work on it.
Absolutely.
That's a good property manager. That's a good property manager.
Yeah, not a lot out there, so you can find a location, you know, and just advertise it. You're in it at sight unseen.
Okay. Well, tell us about your company, TCS Property Management.
Yes, so TC's Property Management, currently I have about 37 homes that I manage. I do everything from getting the property ready to lease, as far as, you know, making sure it's up to code for renters, towing the property, doing the actual lease itself, the walkthroughs.
Evictions, if that happens.
Yeah, qualifying the renter to get in here.
That's the most important part of the entire process, is that the homework up front. That's what investors like myself, we don't have the patience to do the background as deep as we need to. And that's one thing with Cheryl's been a lifesaver. She comes in and she digs deep. So when I get a tenant, I know we have a great tenant that's going to pay.
Yeah, because if I just take the first person that comes around, that's just more headaches for me. So
Yeah.
the more time that I take to qualify the tenant, you know, call several rental references, do a criminal background check as well as a credit check, then it just saves me time and
Well, awesome, guys. This has been the Stout vlog. This is a fix to rent. And let us know what you think of the property. And if you know anybody looking to buy and sell that like a cash offer on their property, let us know anywhere in the South Metro area. We're working and we're looking. Guys, have a great day, and remember, who you work with matters.